With the rate of technological advancements we have achieved in the art of filmmaking and cinema, it's high time we acknowledge the fact that Nollywood is a machine that pumps out generic, bland, and poorly produced garbage in the form of movies. Don't give me that BS that they are trying. They have been using that excuse since time immemorial to the extent that their past production, story wise, is way better than what they are producing now. To be honest, it's a big shame.
I beg your pardon.
Currently, there's this tendency to pander to Western culture, which distracts from what we originally have. Screw the tendencies, we are pandering already. Stories which are meant to be a mirror through which the audience evaluates themselves ends up being a dog shit that the audience are subjected to watch for 2 hours or less. It's very difficult these days and even futile to find a good Nollywood film that is not a complete waste of time. So dear viewer, let's dive into the reasons why Nollywood stories suck.
That one, not lie.
Nollywood stories are just shallow. Let me get it out there. There is nothing, absolutely nothing to be learned from Nollywood films. These films are the fast food of movies, the cabin biscuits of cinema, and if it's possible to cut their runtime to less than an hour, that would be much appreciated. Nollywood stories lack depth, substance, and soul. The list of Nollywood movies you rewatch is scanty because their movies do not give you a reason to come back to them. Even if you try to rewatch them, you feel you are wasting time because there is nothing new to be learned from them. How many people really rewatch Shantytown or Chief Daddy? Don't even get me started on Asaba Nollywood. You might argue that most Nollywood films don't deal with complex themes, but you don't need complex themes to make a movie memorable. Take A Few Good Men, for example. As simple as the story was, it still raises philosophical questions concerning good and evil. Another example is Citizen Kane. It's a cautionary tale for those who seek a life of wealth and power, which is all of us. You can name a movie you have rewatched numerous times, and I guarantee you it's not going to be a Nollywood film. Even if it is, it will be a classic from the 90s or early 2000s. Most of the contemporary Nollywood films are just a show of luxury and ill-gotten wealth, purposeless sex scenes and debauchery. A high percentage of films produced in the past 6 years revolve around these elements, and we still wonder why there is high crime rates, internet fraud, and failed relationships, and also marriages.
Not a great plan.
These films treat the audience like kids with their excuse of what they consider a thematic premise to be. Even the most lofty and basic themes, they still find a way to mess it up. Oftentimes, these stories are rushed and not given enough time to flesh out, leaving you wondering what the plot is all about, like Shantytown. Besides being shallow, Nollywood films always try to do too many things at once, which is another cause of their failure. They want to add feminism, prostitution, women can beat men, men are evil, all in a total of a 3 hour runtime. And if you still don't get it by now, I'm talking about that abomination, Shantytown. To think he was even nominated for an AMVCA award. AMVCA is trash anyways. The lack of consistency in a narrative does not grab the audience. You check out after the first 20 minutes. You do not need a story to be complex as Attack on Titans to be captivating. Start with a concept everybody is familiar with and add an interesting twist to it. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody, not only Lagosians. Another reason as to why Nollywood movies suck is the lack of dynamic real characters. I've discussed this previously. I'll have to post the video here again or make another one. These filmmakers do not realize that they are imitating real life and they do not take time to make the characters interesting, complex, and real. These characters do not feel like real people the audience will understand and connect with emotionally. These characters do not give the audience any reason for them to be rooted for. You just hate them in general because they are cringe and annoying.
My name is Akpos Oborogenaru Kokomukoro Dafe. The A is violent.
Interesting characters are important in the sense that they serve as a mirror for us to look into ourselves. We watch their actions, whether good or bad, we understand what they do and why they do what they do. Their journey places you on an emotional roller coaster that at the end of their journey, you as an audience is satisfied. Characters also help us become good individuals for ourselves and for people around us. When you watch The Godfather, you think twice before you dive into a life of crime and quest for power. When you watch Bruce Wayne, you yearn to be disciplined and thoroughly calculative. And of course, filthy rich. When you watch Merlin, you understand the importance of friendship, self-sacrifice, and placing the greater good over your own selfish ambitions. Most Nollywood characters are checkbox characters. You are bound to see most of these elements in every Nollywood film. An Hausa man to play a gate man, a rich Igbo man that cannot differentiate between L and R and has a thing for young girls, an unrealistic love affair, a handsome guy simping for an average looking girl, a family with mostly girls, a loud materialistic mother-in-law, Nancy Sime and her same hairstyle, AY and his jokes that don't land, RMD and his cool beard, a clueless boss lady telling her male co-workers what to do. It's not a Nollywood film if you don't see any of these things. Even the Lagos Bridge should be considered a character because it's always in every movie.
You serious?
The third issue with Nollywood films is that they lack originality. It's either we are remaking classic films or we are copying Hollywood. Instead of learning how Tarantino writes engaging scenes and how Nolan makes confusing films that you watch numerous times without fully getting it, the list is endless. But instead, we keep repeating heist movies, love stories, action spy films with loads of Hollywood elements. You always feel you have seen a Nollywood film before because it has the same characters, played by the same actors, with the same storyline. It's like Nollywood is one big multiverse that never ends. Our stories and movies will be way better if we focused on learning the good parts of Hollywood. The longer we take to advance, the higher the chances of Hollywood taking what we have. They are running out of ideas. All they know is their woke agenda and remakes nobody asked for. It's only a matter of time before they discover us. Then HBO start making series about the Civil War. Another reason why Nollywood stories are pure shit is their setups and payoffs. Nollywood writers have a knack for using poorly constructed plot twists, and even at that, it's always predictable and adds nothing to the overall plot. Rather, it confuses the audience. They do not take time to build story elements. They just throw in things they feel will make sense and will progress the plot. This only leaves the audience asking why and how some things are happening. Films are basically a set of setups and payoffs. When done right, the audience are hooked and entertained. These writers are so focused on the shock factor their lame plot twist will create that they will risk the entire story and the protagonist's arc. Finally, there's really no excuse as to why our movies should suck this much. Of course, there are occasional diamonds in the rough. I can't argue with that, but how many are they? If Nollywood writers will just calm down and focus on their craft, no matter how long it takes for them to come up with something good, the audience will always be around instead of giving them this crap they are tired of. In conclusion, share my video, I beg.
Will never be better at this than me.
Oh, shut the fuck up.